What is going on? We are back for another Tux Care stream. It's been a minute. Vacations, conferences, you know how that goes. Conference season is picking up, so we will not be streaming next week. I will be on a plane heading down to the Dallas-Fort Worth, Plano area of Texas for an amazing conference called Commit Your Code. If you haven't gotten your ticket yet for Commit Your Code, head on over to commityourcode.com and get your ticket. It is an amazing event. My guest is going to be there. You know the spiel. I am your resident senior developer advocate, Chris Mars. Hopefully you have a drink, you have some water, you're staying hydrated, some pop, some juice, some coffee. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, good night to you out there in the internet. If you're not following TuxCare on Twitter, right there, twitter.com/TuxCare. If you're not following your boy on Twitter, twitter.com/SaltandBurnham. And if you want to know about all the awesome things that we are doing at TuxCare, go to tuxcare.com and learn all about Secure Chain, which is pretty much a dome of armor around your ecosystem anytime you're using a package. Endless lifecycle support for those end-of-life solutions that you're using, apps, libraries, packages, all the cool stuff. Without further ado, I want to bring up a buddy of mine, a Texas native. I was just with this person a few weeks ago back in Vegas, had a great dinner with him and our other buddy, Nick Taylor. So I am going to bring up on the stage my bud, Jesse Hall. What is up, Jesse?
How's it going? I like libraries too.
I know. I have to go to the library today and donate some stuff. So I had libraries on my mind.
Yeah, good. Good.
What's going on?
I forgot my coffee, but I do have my water, so we're good there.
That's okay. You know, I have a be right back screen. I need to get a refill.
No. We're just getting started. Let's do this.
That's funny.
Thanks. Thanks for having me on again. I'm looking forward to Dallas next week as well.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So for anybody that doesn't know who you are, just introduce yourself, what you're about, where you work, what you do, all the cool things.
Yeah. So I've been an engineer for over 20 years. But for the past 8 years or so, I've been a developer advocate. Currently at LiveKit. I've been at LiveKit for like 9 months now. So getting close to a year. Really enjoying it. And I'll tell you more about LiveKit. But yeah, like basically, we're developer advocates. We basically teach people. I just love learning new things, teaching them, helping developers, see all the cool new things and how to use them.
That's awesome. I want to put this up on a screen real quick. For anyone that's interested, check it out, livekit.com. That is where Jesse works. So give some love over to LiveKit. Check it out. Connect with Jesse. What we're talking about voice AI. So I want you to give me the whole rundown of voice AI, anything that you have to show off. I talked about voice AI with Ed Charbonneau. I think that might have been the last stream that I did. It might not have been. But Ed works at DeepGram, and he's doing stuff with voice AI. And another one of our friends, Amanda, is at Vappy or Vapey, however you pronounce it, and that's also voice AI. So I only know a little bit from what Ed told me about the cool things that they're doing at DeepGram and all the cool stuff that you can do currently today with voice AI. So let me know, like, what is voice AI all about for anybody that missed that episode? Give us the whole rundown, Jesse.
Well, I mean, voice is just the natural way to express, like humans express themselves, right? Through voice. Typing is not natural. It's what we do because we have to, right? It's just what we're used to, but it's much easier to talk. And so imagine just being able to talk. For instance, ChatGPT's advanced voice mode. Have you used that before?
No, but you're the second person that has told me to use it.
You need to at least give it a try. Okay, open up ChatGPT. There's the bottom right. There's two things. In the bottom, there's a microphone button, and that's just going to transcribe your voice. It's just going to transcribe it into text, and that's it. But the button to the right of that is like a blue button. Anyway, it takes you to the advanced voice mode, where you just see ChatGPT on the screen, like this little round circle or whatever. You can change the voice or whatever. but you can just have a conversation with ChatGPT. Like you ask it a question and it's like quick snap. It's talking back to you and it's like back and forth. It's really cool. So give that a try. That's voice AI. That's the future. And OpenAI chose LiveKit to power that feature.
Oh,
So
nice.
like in ChatGPT, they chose LiveKit for that. So I can go into the whole backstory of LiveKit and where it came from and where it's at. But basically, voice AI is just the easiest modality for humans to interact with AI agents. Now, we are talking about human-like conversations, but you know, a lot of the agentic things that we do, especially in the coding world, is not very fast. Like you might have an agent running in the background for minutes, right?
Mhm.
So what we're talking about here with voice AI are things that can be done quickly. So like a very basic example is you have a doctor's office and they want to have an AI receptionist, right? That's a very
Okay.
basic example, right? So you call up the doctor's office. So you're calling an AI. You've probably talked to some of these and they don't sound very good. LifeKit is all about making them as human-like as possible. So you call and you don't even, you could barely, if you have good ears, you can recognize it's an AI, but it sounds very human, right? And it's just like, hey, you know, thanks for calling, whatever. And then you want to, you know, make an appointment, reschedule an appointment, cancel an appointment, whatever. It has access to the calendar, right? And so it just says, okay, yeah, let me see when our next availability is. How about, you know, October the 1st? And then you say, yeah. And so if the whole interaction is very human like, it has access to whatever tools you give it, and it's able to do things in the moment. For longer running things like the agents that we're used to, they're not really meant for a voice use case. That's more of like people are using like whisper flow to like just transcribe their voice into text and then they just like go back and forth that way. So that's like a different use case. What I'm more focused on is the conversational use case.
Got you. Do you think people are like wary about using voice in fear of like their voice being captured and being used
Mm,
maliciously? I mean, especially coming from the cybersecurity world, right? And the whole social engineering side of things and
mm,
voice changers. Like we learned about, you know, if you're a horror fan like I am, you know, the introduction of voice changing when
mhm.
Scream came out, right? And the whole, you know, what's your favorite scary movie? That scared a lot of people. And then I remember there was like a time where you couldn't buy voice changers
Mhm.
because you could mask yourself essentially at the end of the day. Is there like some pushback on this kind of move into voice AI, or are people like, hell yeah, let's do it?
Well, you know, there's obviously some terrible use cases where um, there have been basically people would call you in order to get you to speak on the phone, and then they would capture your voice that way, and then clone it, and then use it to call your buddies or your family, and like try to get money out of you using your voice. Like
Right.
that's a completely different scenario. That's not what we're talking about here. That's very malicious. But what we're talking about here is so just to take a short step back is LiveKit is completely open source and model agnostic. So we don't have any of our own speech to text, text to speech LLMs, right? You bring those to the platform, and we make them fast and we make them conversational, right? So it all comes down to how much you trust the models that you're using, right? So you pick which speech to text model you want. You want to use DeepGram, like you were talking about. We have a great relationship with DeepGram. You can use their models. You can use OpenAI models for the reasoning, Gemini models. Any like you pick whatever you want. 11 Labs for text to speech. Fish Audio is a new one that's really cool. Cartesia. Anyway, so you pick the models. If you are like super wary about things like that, you could even self-host your own models and use them through
Hmm.
LiveKit. It's like you could own the entire stack yourself if you wanted.
Oh, that's really cool. Outside of like medical, like a medical use case,
Mhm.
where do you see voice AI kind of positioning itself, you know, around various industries?
The biggest one of the biggest is customer service, that type of example. So healthcare, that is a big one. Also finance, you like call up your bank and like ask basic details. Obviously when it gets to a certain point it's going to transfer you to a human as needed. But that's one of the bigger use cases right now.
Okay. So that makes a lot of sense, because when I also too, when I think of voice AI, I think of like Alexa and
Mhm.
Siri, right?
Mhm.
Like those, to me, those are like the OG. That's like the OG voice
Mhm.
AI. Am I in like the right thinking with that,
Yeah.
or is voice AI something that's totally different outside of that entirely?
No, that they're definitely the OGs. At this point, they kind of need to catch up though, because
Right.
things are outpacing them. But yes, those are the OGs. That is another voice use case. Another use case is actually in robotics, and so we have a robotics division as well.
Oh,
And
that's
so you
cool.
think, yeah, so like LiveKit can power the nervous system of a robot, basically. The eyes, the sight. So that's the cameras. So LiveKit is not all about just voice. So you can send media over it, so video, images, data streams, voice, any of that. So we're like the eyes, the ears, the mouth, and the the data from all the sensors and motors and stuff from the robot. All of that can flow through LiveKit as well. And in October, we're powering the first robot to climb Mount Everest.
What?
Yep.
No way.
Yep.
That is
Um,
so sick. Do you have that like any like? Is there like any kind of blog post about that, or like
there,
press
I,
release, or is it just kind of like, hey, this is what we're going to do, and when people see it, they see it?
I tweeted about it yesterday. Let me grab the link. Uh, 1 second. Oh, here it is. Uh, Copy. And let's see, where should I put this?
Our buddy Ed is in the stream. We got voice AI all over the place.
I just pinged you the link to that
All right,
tweet. But
let me
yeah,
check it
there's
out
like an
here.
announcement and stuff, and it's coming up. Pretty cool.
Let's check it out. Nice. Awesome. I'm going to throw this in the chat for anybody that wants to check it out. Copy the link. All destinations. So yeah, there is the link for anybody that wants to check it out. Pretty much, let's see if I'll share my screen here.
Mm-hmm.
And then share screen. There we go. Well, actually, it's a little wonky. But either way, introducing Pemba,
Yeah.
the first robot to attempt Everest. This fall, powered by LiveKit with support from Ask Venice, Eastworld's IO, and Reflex. That's really, really cool.
So to give a little more context, LiveKit is started out as an infrastructure company, and yeah, well, hey Ed, yeah, there you go. So the infrastructure is based on WebRTC. Are you familiar with WebRTC? Like the
Here and there, I know that
yeah
like I messed with it. I think probably a little bit back in the day, working on
yeah
projects. But
Yeah. So like a lot of models, you'll connect directly to them either through WebSockets or HTTP even, right? But WebRTC is built for media transport. So like it's made for that. It's made for voice, for audio. It's made for video, for data streams. And the reason that it's meant for that is because these other like WebSocket and HTTP, those are based on TCP, the network protocol TCP, which is a blocking protocol. It requires every byte to be there in order in time. And if something is missing, then it waits. It blocks everything else from getting there till the next byte, to that byte that it's waiting on gets there, right? But WebRTC is based on UDP, which basically says, I don't care, first come, first serve, just keep going, go as fast as you can.
Mhm.
And so when you think about that, like in a stream like this, if a byte or two gets missing, you might see a little blip on the screen, or you might hear a little blip, whatever. But it's fine. It's going to keep going, right? And that's what you want for conversational use cases. Nothing can block it, right? And so that's where LiveKit started with the transport layer, and then kind of pivoted to, oh, this is a great use case for conversational AI. And so there's a lot of different ways to implement it. There's robotics, there's voice AI, there's all kinds of different things.
That's awesome. No, I think that's really cool. I'm gonna go back and check this out again. The video looks really cool. I'm gonna play that after the stream is over. That's you guys are gonna make history by doing this. Like, this is huge. This is really cool.
We're sending one of our guys up to the one of the base camps. I can't remember, and he's gonna be up there with the robot. It's gonna be amazing.
Is it gonna be streamed?
He's I don't know. I would imagine it is. I don't know all the details, so I would imagine it's going to be streamed at some point. But he's going to take a lot of videos as well.
That's cool. No, that's so awesome. We're gonna have to retweet and talk about that and promote that some more. Do you have any kind of demo or anything that you can show with LiveKit?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Let me share my screen. Share screen. Yes.
If you need to go get some coffee, Jesse, we can break because I want to get a refill too.
Let's do this. This is gonna be really quick, actually. Not like super quick, but like it'll. Can you see this? Okay, so I'll zoom out.
I see a gray screen.
There we go. Your top left thing is like covering it. So
there we go.
All good. So basically, to get started, I'm gonna like show you like the onboarding experience, like the very basic, easy. It's gonna be pretty quick. So if you've never used LiveKit before, brew install LiveKit CLI. So I already have this installed, but like just install the CLI. That's the easiest way to get going with it. And then you'll then have the LK command, so LiveKit command. LK cloud auth is the easiest way to get going. So I've already authenticated. I won't have to run that. Like I said, this is open source, so technically you could self-host everything. But to get going, like the quickest way to do it is let us do it for you, right? And our free plan is very generous, so no credit card required and all that. And then to get started, it's really just a single command. And let me ask you, do you prefer Python or TypeScript?
Yeah, I just started taking Dennis Ivy's Python for Beginners course, so let's go Python.
All right, we'll go Python.
Shout out to Dennis.
So we're gonna do LK agent init, and I'm just gonna call this my agent. You can call it whatever you want, and then I'm gonna use a template. So I'm gonna use our agent starter Python template. All right, so it's gonna clone this. It's gonna create everything for me, and we're done, literally. So all I have to do now is go to let's go ahead and CD. So the instructions are right there. So CD into my agent, and then I'm going to UV run source agent dev, and that is going to run this this agent locally on my computer. But I'm going to be able to then access it through this console here, and I'll be able to interact with it, talk to it, see things in real time. So let me go ahead and run this, and then I'm going to open this up, and let me pull my browser over. Actually, I think I have to reshare this browser. Let's see. Yeah, because you're not going to be able to see this, I think. Let me share, change my share. I guess I have to stop sharing and then share. And should make sure I share audio as well. Okay. All right. So you should see this.
Got it.
All right, cool. So this is my local agent, and I'm going to start the session. Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. How can I help you today?
Just give me like a one sentence. What is so nice about LiveKit?
LiveKit is great because it makes building high quality, real-time audio and video apps incredibly simple and scalable.
Amazing. Yeah, you nailed it. Thanks. Yeah,
That's funny.
that's the one thing that we have a constant struggle with is we picked the name LiveKit was picked, right? And then that is the hardest thing for an LLM to pronounce, or a text to speech model to pronounce, because live and live are spelled the
Right.
same.
Yeah.
So like half the time it says LiveKit and half the time it says LiveKit.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So it depends on the model that you pick, actually, the text to speech model. Some models actually allow you to put like phonetics to things.
Mhm.
And like you can say, like, if there's a specific thing, like a name like this, you want it to pronounce correctly, you would add that into the code and like change the way that it pronounces things, right?
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
awesome. I'll have to start
yeah.
playing with this.
So like you've got this console here, and like as you're going, you can actually see here on the side what we're using. Like, so we're using Google Gemma 4 31B. So this is an open weight model, which we actually LiveKit hosts. We're using Fish Audio 2.1 Pro for the text to speech, and then we're using Assembly AI. Sorry, I could swap this out for DeepGram. We're using Assembly AI here, and you've got all of these latencies. So average end-to-end latency is 1 second. So that's pretty good for a conversational use case. You think about humans having a conversation, we understand when it's our turn to talk. And like generally there's around 400 to 500 milliseconds in between when I stop talking and you start talking, right? Because you know it's your turn, right? So we want that to be the same in a conversational AI use case. We want to be as human-like as possible. So around 500 to 600 milliseconds is pretty good. A second is okay, but you know, anything over that, it kind of starts to break.
Wow.
I know DeepGram is watching. I'm sorry.
Ooh. DeepGram.
I love DeepGram. I love DeepGram.
Yeah, no, I mean, what y'all are doing in this space is pretty powerful. I'm still trying to get Amanda on. I know she's super busy with everything that she's doing over there at Vappy or Vapey. Is it pronounced Vappy or is it Vapey?
I say Vappy.
Vappy. I'm gonna have to ask her and be like, how do you pronounce this? Deep Graham is watching. Everybody's watching, Ed. Skynet is about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so I'm trying to get her on to I want to see how they, theirs handles it. I mean, everybody's doing Vappy like happy. That's funny.
Vappy, okay.
Everybody's doing cool things. Like this is really great. DeepGram is really great. I'd love to see what Amanda is doing. I asked this question to Ed, and having the background in web accessibility, how does voice AI handle someone with a speech impediment or a speech impairment, like a lisp or because I have a small lisp. It's really hard to hear it unless like all the planets have to align. But because I'm medically tongue tied, so I have just a small lisp, depending on the environment or what I'm doing, or if I'm talking too much, or there's way too many S's or too many words without a break, then it will sometimes come out. How does voice AI handle stutters and stammers and lisps?
Again, that kind of goes back to the models that you're choosing. If you choose a speech to text model that is really, really fast, because you choose it because it's fast, right? But it might not be really good. So there's like that balance between fast versus good. Also, depending on like what language are you speaking? Are you speaking, Spanish, German? There's different models for different languages as well. There's models that are multilingual as well, so that way you don't have to pick a specific model because you don't know what language the person's going to talk. But really, it comes down to the model itself and picking the right model. So picking a model that's good. I haven't known of or heard of any issues specifically with lists. So I couldn't really speak to if that is an issue or not. I haven't heard of it being an issue. But it's pretty good at even stuttering. Like I feel like I stutter sometimes as well, and it picks up every little thing, like filler words, and all of those sort of things, right? And then that just gets sent to the LLM, and the LLM figures it out, right? It's pretty good at figuring things out and getting the gist of whatever you were trying to say.
Wow.
Yeah, and,
That's cool.
you misspell things all the time when you type to LLMs, right? You just like,
Right.
I don't care. It knows what I mean.
Yeah. Are you able to do like how would I mean, I guess it's not really parental controls, but like censoring bad words, right? So
Oh, okay.
is there like a model that will do that or catch that?
You could do that in the LLM portion. So in a traditional voice AI pipeline, you've got the three stages, the three models that it's called a cascaded pipeline. So you've got your speech to text, and then your reasoning model, your LLM, and then your text to speech model. So the reasoning model is where you give it the instructions. So you can tell it curse, don't curse, all those sort of things.
Mhm.
You can't really stop someone from saying that into the LLM, but you can tell the LLM to not say it back.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I figured maybe there would be a way to program maybe like a small database of bad words and cuss
Mhm.
words and slurs and all these things that regular everyday people like you and I would we don't we would
Mhm.
never say that anyways regardless, it doesn't matter. But people like to abuse systems,
Mhm.
and people are irate, and people just don't think before they speak. And if
Yeah.
there was a way to kind of have a database of all of that, where it, even though if you speak it out into the world, the LLM won't repeat it back, or like the speech to text won't put that text back into context.
Yeah. Yeah. That kind of comes down to giving your agent personality of sorts, right? So
Yeah,
you're telling it, things, you're giving it guardrails basically. And that really
right, like
just
a
comes down
safety
to
protocol.
exactly. Yeah, and a lot of that really just comes down to prompt engineering.
Okay.
Even with like there's not a whole lot of differences in like the way this works versus just a regular agentic
Hmm.
system, right? We're just adding the voice we're not really adding the voice on top of it, but it's like the same methodology works in both
Yeah.
systems,
Okay. Cool.
but when it comes
Well,
to like other aspects of that though, like for instance, like PII, like personally identifiable information, we actually just launched a new feature called PII redaction. And so basically, let's say you're calling a customer service agent, and in order to authenticate you to the system, they need to ask you some personal information, right? So like, what's your phone number? What's your address? Maybe it's social security number. Maybe it's a credit card number, right? That information is getting streamed. So again, you first have to trust the models that you're using because they're being streamed. But when you use observability, which is a way to be able to go back and see when something bad happened and like what happened, right? All that stuff gets saved. So the transcript gets saved, the audio recordings get saved, all of that gets saved to disk. But you don't want that PII to be saved to disk, right? It's important. So what we do is as it's streaming, it's looking for PII and it redacts it from the transcript and from the audio recordings themselves before anything ever hits disk.
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's really sweet. And these are the kind of conversations we have to have, when we talk about redacting PII and, censoring, really bad things that people can speak into a voice AI platform, keeping things secure. I use this quote all the time, from Silicon Valley, but making the world a better place. Like at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it a safe, better place, and having safety protocols, guardrails in place for these types of things makes everybody happy.
Mhm. Yeah, especially if you're like in a financial institution.
Right?
Um, uh, yeah. Also, like healthcare. Like there's so many applications where there is PII, and you for compliance alone,
Right.
HIPAA compliance, and all these other things. Like you
Yep.
can't have that on disk.
No, you can't. Jesse, that was great. I am going to try out LiveKit. I still have to try out DeepGram, but I am definitely going to try out LiveKit. Thank you again for your time. We're going to wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to plug besides Commit Your Code? We'll both be there next week. I want to put the link up on the screen for anybody. It is next week, the 3rd to the 4th, Plano, Texas. It's an amazing event, like I was talking about earlier. Let me put the link up on the screen. If you don't have your ticket yet, go buy your ticket.
Yeah, if you're in the area, it's $40, and you get fed, and you get good networking opportunities, great talks. Yeah, just come by.
Yeah, I will share this screen here. Let me pull this down, move it over to this monitor, and I'll do a little run through of commit your code, share screen, share. So yeah, this is commit your code, 6 technical tracks, 110 plus speakers for $40. It's going to be an amazing venue. The event has outgrown the current venue that they used to have it at. They used to have it at Yum Brands, which is, we used to have great lunches there. You know, it's Taco Bell before the cyclosporiasis, Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut. But I mean, this is a great event. You can attend. So I've been eating it lately, not from Taco Bell, but fingers crossed, I've been okay.
Yeah.
You can attend for $40, 6 tracks, workshops, meals, social events, headshots, or you can go online for free and you can join it online. It's next week, like I said, 7 days. You have some amazing speakers. Dan Vega, there's our buddy Jesse right there. Roxy Rod Beck. Who else? I'm going to be there. Bree is going to be there. A lot of amazing people. So if you have not gotten your commit your code ticket yet, definitely do that. Besides that, Jesse, is there anything that you want to plug before we end the stream today?
I think we talked about everything. I can't even remember what I'm doing after commit your code, but it's all good. Just try out LiveKit. Yeah, give it a try. Let us know what you think. It's open source, so you can actually submit PRs to it. Like if you like have some feature you would love to add to it, right? We love feedback. Our engineering team is amazing. When we get feedback, it's fixed almost immediately. Like we're pushing stuff out every day. So yeah, just give it a try.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thanks again, Jesse. I will see you next week. How's the weather currently out there? Because like the past couple of years, it's hot. So I need to bring shorts like I do every year.
It's crazy hot. Yeah. So yesterday it was 105, like 100% humidity.
So am I going back to another Vegas again, or is it a little bit better?
No. So Vegas is like an oven, right? Like it's like a dry heat, right?
Yeah.
Like you feel it immediately. Here it's like a sauna. Like you go outside and it's just immediate drench. Right? At least in Vegas, you're sweating, but you don't even know you're sweating because it's drying so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, with that, thank you again, Jesse. We'll do this again. Like I said, next week we are not streaming. I will be on a plane heading down to commit your code. So with that being said, stay tuned to all of the socials on TuxCare and my socials for the next stream and our next guest. And with that, we are out of here.
See ya. Thanks.
Peace.